Hey friends, Tux here. I want to do a quick follow-up to my Y2 series here. I've been really enjoying this. In fact, I have been experimenting. I was using some cheaper headphones, earbuds at first, and now I've been using some of the more expensive ones. And these do sound great, the new Sonys, by the way. But I have gotten a number of questions from you guys, so I wanted to go over a few of those real quick with you and just kind of discuss them live here with you. First common question here: does the Y2 support gapless playback? I hear a lot about that, and I personally do not use gapless playback at all. I know it's really good for like live albums, and there's certain situations where gapless is definitely the way to go. From my understanding of it, this does support gapless on FLAC, WAV, APA, MP3, okay, but it will not support it on streaming, okay. So if you're using a streaming app to stream like a live album or something, there will be pauses, or it won't have that seamless gapless like experience for you. You know, people have commented about my discussion about this feeling cheap. I still, a couple weeks in now, I guess it still feels cheap to me. I love the way it sounds. I just wish the quality of it was a little bit better on the outside to show the great sound and playback from the inside. It just feels like, like a Ferrari engine and a Honda Civic body or something, like it could be a lot better, I think, if it had a more premium version with premium outside like metal and glass. Okay, next question is actually a question about the Surfans F20, but I have been getting the same questions for the Y2, so I'm going to go ahead and read. The question is, are there screen protector films for front and back beneath a plastic layer, and can they be removed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so in the case of this, I have commented about this. It sounds great, but it feels cheap, okay, and I don't like that. So I don't like the way there's a lot of like flex in the screen, and there is some third-party screen protectors you can put on here, and some of them appear to be thicker, but I don't think it would really improve the overall weight of it or the lack of quality feel to it. Again, this thing does sound really great, especially paired with like good quality headphones or even some cheaper headphones. It sounds amazing, but the problem is the outside shell is plasticky. It feels cheap. It looks cheap, and I wish they would bring out a more expensive version, like a Y2 Pro or something with a metal construction, and maybe glass on the front or something. It'd be nice. Another question, someone else down here got mine yesterday. So happy so far. Connected Bluetooth earbuds with no problems. That's good. And I have the same experience. Some people say they have problems with Bluetooth, and I have not experienced that. It does say it gets plenty loud. Okay, great. I love that. Good bass and clear sound. Easy to transfer files, drag and drop, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If you want the look of an iPod, this is a fraction of the price. You really can't go wrong. And that's true. For the price of this, as much as I do kind of complain about the lack of quality of the outer shell and how it just feels and looks cheap, honestly, for like a 2026 playback device, it's pretty awesome actually, and people have said, well, why don't I just buy a new used iPod, like a new to me iPod? And the answer is iPods, honestly, even if you go back a few gens or whatever, like they don't play as many formats as this plays. And honestly, I don't believe, and I'll look further into this, and feel free to flame me on this if you want, but I think the sound quality is not as good. Like, this is 2026 engine inside here, and as far as the inside, the guts, the tech specs of the iPods going back a few generations, it plays music and it sounds good, don't get me wrong, but this is actually better on the inside. I just wish the outside matched that beautiful inside. Moving down through these, let's see here. Is there some kind of bird in the background? Yeah, in fact, it's cooing right now. That's actually my dove. We have a number of birds in this house, and it's like sometimes she just wants to coo. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I really will work on that. Question: I have a 512 micro SD card and have no issues. True. Okay, so this comes with a hole, so you can put in your own SD card right there. Okay, you see the hole, and people ask about putting bigger cards in, and I do want to clarify that just because you put a bigger card in doesn't necessarily mean it will take longer to load, but it can be more problematic. I've answered this in a few different video comments, okay, and I still believe firmly in using the right size card for the right job. You don't need to stick a 2 terabyte card in here or something if you're only going to have, 512 worth of music or 256 worth of music. I'd really recommend getting the right size card for what you're using it for. There's all sorts of things, and this is a really layered discussion. So if I was to deep dive into that, I could make a whole video just on my feelings about using bigger cards for purposes that don't need bigger cards, you know. But I'll save that for another video. But just truth be told, you know, it does take a bigger card. Yes, it does. Okay. And I've not heard anyone say there's a limit as far as how big you can go. But just keep in mind that with bigger cards, not only is it more expensive, you know, other problems can arise, you know. And I think the important thing is a quality card. You know, I would say I'd much prefer you get a, you know, a 256 or a 512 quality SD card as opposed to a 1 terabyte cheap China card or something that's going to have problems down the road. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, continuing on. Let's see. Let's see. 612, the thing you're pressing down on actually is pre-applied factor screen protector. A lot of people confuse this with the actual screen. Okay, that's interesting. 612, the thing you're pressing down on, the screen, okay, is actually the pre-applied factory screen protector. A lot of people confuse this for the actual screen. Okay, the Y2 right here. I've never put anything on here. I've never peeled anything off. Let's see here if I can peel. There is no like layer. There is no screen protector. This is honestly, there's a piece of plastic, okay, not glass. You can see the flexor, see how light shimmies there when I touch it. This is not like some kind of not removed screen protector or some third-party screen protector. This is the actual screen. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute here. Oh my gosh, you know what? I stand corrected, guys. Let me peel this off. There is a small piece of plastic on here I did not remove, okay? But it still doesn't change the fact that this still shimmies in the light. You can see how the light bends when I touch it there, you know, see it on my thumb. So it still is cheap, but okay, so there was a small piece of film on the screen. You got me on that one. I just left it on. So I don't normally do that, but good job. Thank you for pointing that out. So the DAC, the DAC, is a tricky subject on this because originally, before this was released, there was a few sites claiming that it had some pretty incredible specs that later they kind of rolled back, like what they were saying is in here. And now the official statement from the company is that it doesn't really name a chip. Okay, unfortunately, I'm sure as time goes out, people will dissect this and there will be a chip named or whatever, what chip's in here. But it says built-in DAC chip with advanced DSD decoding. Okay. You know, that minimizes distortion, preserves high-resolution detail, reduces noise, supports DSD, FLAC, APE, WAVE, and AIFF, and other lossless formats. And all that is true. It does support a whole bunch of formats. In fact, I have not found a format that this thing will not play yet, which is really cool. You know, I wish it would actually mention what DAC was in it, because I kind of have my sneaking suspicion, although it's very clear from the placement of the headphone jack and a few of the extra buttons, this is obviously not just a Y1 reskinned, but it could very well be the same DAC that's in the Y1. You know, time will tell on that one. The promises, the specs that were originally listed, they kind of started falling back on. So I'm not really sure what to expect until someone dissects this, and maybe it will be me, you know. But I do like this player. I don't want to like break it by breaking it apart necessarily or messing it up. But it just seems like it definitely sounds great, but it's unproven exactly what chip is in here. Okay, and finally, this is kind of an interesting one here. 2 days ago, it says, returned mine does not play back 24-bit audio, usually gives an error. Okay, hoping to use this audio player, but can't make all my high-res audios magically go to 16-bit without a lot of extra work. Okay, you absolutely do not need to make your files converted from 24-bit to 16-bit, okay? The Y2 definitely supports 24-bit audio for local playback using lossless formats. I don't know if there's more to that about maybe their Spotify clips or something, or I don't even know. But the Y2 DAC, okay, is said, and I would say this to be the truth, man, it sounds amazing. It's 24-bit, 96 kilohertz or KHZ, okay, and 24-bit 192, okay, and that's for FLAC, WAVE, APE, depending upon the compression level, and DSD, it goes up to DSD 64, okay, so that's all for local files on here. Streaming may vary, okay, but I would strongly recommend you put local files on your device and don't stream, okay? You're going to get better quality HD music from high quality local files put on here. And again, you know, the three things I tell you guys over and over again is you want to have high quality quality files, okay, like DSF, my favorite format, you know, and then you want to have a high quality player, you know, which this is a cheap player, you know, but it plays back pretty darn good. It sounds actually really decent for the price. Honestly, you're going to have a pretty good experience with this, with maybe the exception of the plasticky shell, you know. And then finally, you have to have some good headphones that work with it, or earbuds. And again, you know, there's all sorts of price ranges. I've given you guys some lower price in-ear monitors to check out the twos from a back of a video or two. I've mentioned some different headphones I recommend that are under $50. And of course, these are kind of like the flagship Sony's. And these aren't even the newest ones. These are the 5s, not the 6s. Okay, so, and I do have the 6 earbuds, but I'm still rocking the 5 actual cones, you know, because they sound great. And I really haven't had an excuse or a reason to upgrade just yet. Maybe I'm waiting for the 7s, you know. But anyway, just having those 3 things: good files, good player, and good headphones, or something that sends that music into your ear holes, you know, that's what you want, okay? I want to thank you guys for making it the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments, okay? And if you guys have had some experience, if you've gotten yours, I'd be really curious your take. Are you loving it? Are you hating it? What don't you like about it? Do you have any questions? You guys know I am here to help, okay? If you guys need links for any of this stuff, there'll be links in the description. And again, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon, friends. Bye-bye. Click the link.